Hi, this is just a quick video to discuss the long-term reliability of the BK2709B multimeter. I got mine almost 10 years ago, and I have been using it as my main multimeter for the hobby work I do at home most of the time. And it is a very good multimeter in terms of its accuracy and performance given the price range it is in. Back then, I think it was close to $110 when I bought it, but now you can get it for brand new for just under $90. Dave Jones over at EV Blog did a review on this meter many moons ago, and it was also highly recommended by him. So how did the meter perform over the years? Well, measurement-wise, there's no surprise, and it is pretty much remains in spec to this day. I have many high-precision instruments in my lab, and comparing the results of this meter to those higher precision ones certainly support this. Of course, one of the weakest link in my opinion is the stand back here, and I actually broke the stand unintentionally just over a couple of years in use. And the issue was that, not sure if you can see it, but this plastic here is very weak, and the hinge actually broke off due to some cracking in the plastic. So I repaired it by screwing in a tiny metal screw, and it has been holding up pretty well, but of course it lost its clicky sound when you pop it up and put it back down, but it remains functional. So that was just a minor inconvenience, but this morning I was trying to use it for some continuity measurement, and I noticed it was not working properly. So let's see if I can reproduce that. I put it in continuity, and I'm trying to, now it's going to make a fool of me, but it wasn't working. Hang on, so let me wiggle it and try to see if I can get it to behave. Yeah, so now it's not going to do it, but later on I'll show you. Of course, Murphy's Law always applies, but you can see, nevertheless, whenever I wiggle it, you will see at some point the meter started to disconnect, and in fact, this morning I was measuring it. It was showing it was not beeping, but there was some, like I think like 11 ohm or something displayed on the display. And at first I thought it was something wrong with these probes, but as you can see, these probes are actually gold-plated. These are the Probe Master probes. They are really good quality. I have many pairs of these and been using them over the years with no problem at all. So clearly something is not right with the meter contacts, and now I just started noticing, if you see, I can wiggle this really, it seems really loose. So let me unplug it, and let's zoom in to see what we see here. So if you notice these two contacts here, and the negative, I can try wiggle it, and it has a little bit of play. That's just because the shrouding here is not as rigid. But the positive here, if you look at it, you can see indeed this is coming loose. So that, I think, is what is causing that connection issue. So I'm going to open it up and see if it's just a solder problem, and if so, we can just touch it up, and we should be good to go. So let me open it up and we'll take a look. Now it's pretty easy to remove the screws at the back, and it is quite easy to open it up here. So once we open up, we can see, if I can open it up, I think I should be able to, yep, open it up, and with the battery remain connected. And you can see that here is that the positive connector that we had issue with. You can see I can wiggle it. Now, by the look of it, it doesn't seem it's any soldering point. Now I can see that the solder is actually, both sides are soldered in. The only problem is this, the actual connector is riveted onto the main metal strap here. So not sure if you can see, if I wiggle it really carefully. Let's just zoom in a little more. And you can see I can actually cause it to rotate. So that's certainly not good. Now, in order to fix this, of course, I could take it out and try to find out if I can re-rivet it, but that's not going to be very easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to sand it off to see if this material, and now I can make it wiggle. I think once you twist it, it clearly gets stuck somewhere, but I think you might have already, yeah, now you can see I can still rotate this. So that's clearly not good. And what I'm going to do, I think, is to sand it down a little bit and apply some solder on top of it. Now, that's not ideal as these are withstanding a lot of force, but I think that's probably better than this not secure contact here that caused the issue that we see. So let me give it a try, and we will see how that works. Okay, so here is what I ended up doing. As you can see here, basically I just cleaned up the surface and used the solder to connect the outer metal strap with the rivet. And luckily these materials, after you polish them up, they were made of copper, so they are actually perfectly solderable. So now if you look at the front, now it's not wiggling anymore. And so I'm not sure why when they started doing this they did not secure the center pin with the metal part, and they did the way they did it here. And if you look at the two positives here, right, these are for the current measurement, and these are actually a split configuration, so it does not have this does not have this center pin here. So this design is arguably better, in my opinion, than what we had for the common and the positive connection here. So now let's just do a quick check to make sure that we have it working. And I'm going to put it here. Let's power it up before I close up the case here. So now I am in continuity mode. And let me zoom out here so you can see. And let's get the battery out of the view here. So now, of course, it behaves exactly as it should. And also, if I wiggle it, it doesn't seem like it's making any difference anymore. So that's a good sign. And of course, this fix, I don't know how long it's gonna last. And certainly if you run into the issue with your BK2709B, like the symptom that I've shown here, and you know how to fix it. So I will be putting it back off camera, but I think that's the fix for now, and we remain to see how long this fix gonna last. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this short video, and I will catch up with you next time.